Hi everybody. So I didn't have time to mess around there. Light is going to fade fast. Sun's gone down, going down. Heading out from Linn of Dee through the Dee Valley to an old favourite, White Bridge. Some of you may know it, but for me, wild camping, Braemar, White Bridge is kind of where it all began. And I'll tell you more about that as we go on. So I'm going to crack on. I can't even remember how long it takes to get there. It's less than an hour anyway. As I've said before, perhaps in videos, I'm not much of a hill climber. I'm trying to get there, but I can walk for miles on the sort of gently undulating roads in, but the frantic up and down stuff kills me, as it does most people, I suppose. But so, as you can see, there's plenty of snow round about, so this definitely will qualify as a winter camp. Quite a few new bits of gear that I'm using today. New tent. I'm a very compartmentalised sort of person, and I have specific things for specific jobs. This tent, it's an MSR Elixir 1. I didn't buy it for this. I bought it more for the sort of, for a roomy woodland sort of camp. It's brand new, and I couldn't wait to try it out. My trusty Nordisk Svalbard is my 4-season warm tent, so really this will sort of test the limits warmth wise of the Elixir, because I'll go more into it later on. I'm boring myself now. I was thinking that for those of you who might have stumbled on this video and not found me before, hi, I'm Craig, and you might be thinking, what the hell are you doing out there? It's nearly dark, it's minus something. I don't know how to convince people, but I was thinking there that being out here, it might be a cliche to say, you know, you're alive, but it's more than that. It's everything counts out here. Every footstep counts. You got your eyes open the whole time you're looking around. Everything counts, everything matters. So it's great to get out of the world and into this. It does put stuff in perspective. It makes you feel tiny. It is scary, it makes you feel vulnerable, but it's brilliant. It's exciting, and it does make you feel alive. Anyway, the other thing I was thinking about, little history lesson. In the Dee Valley, there are tons of these little settlements where whole communities used to live. And I was reading up a while back now, but they're unsure as to which of two theories is the reason for them clearing out. The clue in the word clearing. One theory is the atrocious highland clearances. Sorry if this is getting a bit windy. The other one was there was a great spate, a flash flood if you like, and that sort of raced through this glen. I can't remember the date now, way back, late 1800s, early 1800s, I'm not sure. Anyway, it was a historical incident because it flashed through here, and it also may be responsible for why people left in a hurry and abandoned these little settlements. I'd love to know more of the history of these communities, if it's recorded anywhere. It must have been savagely hard living here. Cold, unforgiving, hostile. I'm sure they were tough people, and I'm sure with it they had their own joys and happiness too. But I'd love to know more about it. This is amazing. Terrifyingly still, beautiful. He says that a bit of breeze picks up, but blows you away being here. could cry. That was incredible. There's no point in trying to show you the other way. Phone can't pick it up, but I was just approaching White Bridge. Whoa, slippy. White Bridge. And I looked across and it looked like the ground was moving where I was going to pitch my tent, and I kept looking. There was a whole ton of deer walking straight through where I'm going to camp and over the bridge. It's incredible, loads of them. They must have spotted me before I spotted them. Smelt me or something. But anyway, I hope they can see my tent if they come back. I don't fancy deer hoof in the face. Come on. This is it, I'm on White Bridge. The river below. That's my water source. And my camp is over there. Again, you're not going to be able to see it. I'm going to have to show you this in all its splendour tomorrow. And there's another little treat to show you further up as well. So I'm going to get this off my back. I've got to say, that's the easiest I've ever done that walk. Back in the day, I used to have nothing less than a 65 litre backpack. And it was all heavyweight gear. I mean, the cooking stuff was almost like the Le Creuset stuff. Heavy. And the stuff I was wearing as well, I used to work for an oil company back in the day. And so I used to wear it was all like offshore rig gear, rig boots, rig coats, heavy stuff. So I remember that walk, which was, I don't know, 4 miles max. I used to stop for breaks and be wheezing and everything. I was smoking as well back then, I suppose. But that was great, just dodded along, beautiful. There you go, that's still the deer feet that had literally just scurried through here before I arrived. Busy. Woohoo! We're in! Right, tent pitched, tidy pitch if I say so myself. And if I had the first clue how to set up some kind of lighting, I'd be able to show you at night, but that's going to have to wait till tomorrow. So, get my stuff in, get my sleeping bag out so it can, what's the word? Puff up. That's crap. Anyway, get that in, get sweaty stuff off, get a base layer on, fresh t-shirt, fresh top, and get some food on. Tidy. Oh yeah, right, I've got everything out and set up. First impressions, roomy. Did say in the reviews it's roomy. As I said, it was a good pitch, all guy lines tight, tent's tight, nice. Anyway, before I took my boots off though, I'm going to go and get water. That was one thing I didn't have to carry in. So I've got my platypus here and my water filter. Thanks Mum and Dad for Christmas. Got my water. I tell you, that was fresh. Right, sweaty stuff off, base layer, fresh stuff on, dinner, beer. That'll just realised, like flipping Tom Walker with this hat on. You know he never took that thing off the whole summer. Glastonbury and everything. Whatever. Anyway, I said in my little Instagram thingy for this video that Santa had been good, and I wasn't kidding. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law, Kat and Stephen, very kindly got me this little fella. Robin's midget, firefly midget stove. Now in my gear vid, I was bragging about how my little Carrymore stove had a wide heat on it. It does, and it's great, but for this particular cook set, my Kelly kettle, it was a little bit too big, and if you had the stove on with any kind of gusto, the flames were licking up the side. So I was looking for one with a more intense, focused flame, and as I will show you in a second, boy oh boy oh boy, does this one have a focused flame. Right, I can't do it one-handed, so there you go, afterburner anyone? Now, what I have to say is, I've done my best to keep this gas canister warm. I've had it in my pocket and stuff like that, but when I was lighting it initially, it was struggling. It's weird, decades of using these gas cylinders, and they talk about them being, they struggle in cold weather, but I thought that was like high altitude and all this sort of stuff. But this year, I seem to be getting gas canisters that are really kind of underperforming. So much so that when I did the family wild camp in the forest there, I ended up using the wood burning stove more than the gas stove because it was struggling so much. But yeah, thanks Kat and Stephen. This is my little afterburner. It's great. Quite need it up like that. I had it turned up just to get it going proper. It's quite a thing of beauty, isn't it? Right, dinner. What have we got tonight? Chili con carne. Hiya. Right, I've had my dinner. That was nice. Don't know if you noticed, I was actually carrying with me a Thermarest Ridge Rest. Numerous YouTube videos. I've kind of lost faith in the inflatable sleep system. Why do they call it systems? Right, I've got one of these Berghaus things here, and for as long as it lasts, I'm chuffed with it. It's very comfortable. But you kind of feel like you're sleeping with one eye open, waiting for the thing to go poof. Do you know what I mean? So I've got one of these. You can't see it. Yeah, Thermarest Ridge Rest roll mat underneath. It's extra insulation as well because I've got the emergency blanket on the floor. So I'm kind of in between sleep setups. I don't think anybody's really developed the ultimate please everybody system. I mean, you've got the expensive, like the sort of Neo Airs and all this sort of stuff, and I'm not quite sure what makes them 200 quid. I don't know if it's the insulating properties or maybe they're more reliable. I don't know. But I know a couple of guys, MCM, Chris and Paul, have had issues with eggs in their mats, and mine's considerably cheaper, so I'm not holding out a lot of hope. So I've got it as a backup so that if it does go, I don't end up on the floor. And as I say, it's just an extra bit of insulation. It's certainly very warm sitting on it at the moment. You don't notice I've got this thing up at the back of my tent. I'm not sitting on it. I don't want to put my weight on it like that. I'll spread my weight out when I'm lying on it. But for now, it's a kind of a sofa setup. Right, on to my beer. Got the old favourite, Brewdog Punk IPA. I'm very proud to announce I am now an equity punk. What that means is I own a teeny tiny weeny bit of Brewdog, and if you go on their website you can too, and there's some freebies and stuff come with that, and to be honest, it just feels good to be investing in my breakfast beer. I want to actually dedicate this trip while I'm here. Sconja is a fellow YouTuber, and unfortunately his mum's poorly at the moment. I think she might have been poorly for some time, because he's had to go back up to Merseyside from Cornwall to be with her. So to Sconja and his mum, get well soon. Us wild campers, we got your back. Stove's on. Can only mean one thing. It's time for the Kibrai coffee. Morning. Interesting night. Oops. Snowed in. Nice. Oh! Baltic! What a night. What a night. Shivered for about 4 hours solid before finally braving the elements to go out for a pee and then stop shivering. Why does going for a pee stop you shivering? Anyway, then I was aware of this pitter-pattering on the roof, and I thought, oh, it sounds like rain. But then it was pitter-pattering, followed by slidey sounds, and that was clearly snow falling off the tent. Plan is to get my jammies off, get base layer on, get my layers on, get a brew on, warm core temperature, a porridge, and then start packing stuff up inside the tent. Then the plan was to go and show you pools of Dee, which we spent a few summers jumping in. There's various cliffs and ledges around it that you can jump in. It's a lovely smooth kind of bowl. It's beautiful as well. Not only that, it was where Mrs. B and I began. We kind of had our moment and started going out there. I would love to show you that, but the conditions being as they are and as cold as it is, unless the sun makes an appearance and makes things all a bit more hospitable, I think the wisest thing to do would be to pack up and use the energy I have from my breakfast and warmth to actually just get my tuchus back to the car. That would be wise, rather than waste any of it sightseeing. But it's been good. The tent has performed very well, very chuffed with it. The MSR Elixir 1. I'm enjoying these sort of roof loft spaces as well. It reminds me of my mountain hardware tent that I had. That had a lot of sort of lofty sort of spaces in it. It's really nice for tucking gear away, and you can get access to it straight away. Whoop! Check this place out. Winter Wonderland. Howdy doody. There's the tent. I'll try and get some decent pics of that. Okay, there's White Bridge. Up in the background there is, among others, Ben McDewey. Incredible this morning. It's beautiful. It's a view from the tent. Woohoo! Dobre dieny. Okay, the joys of the mountains. I had thought of reverting back to plan A and taking you up to Linn of Dee. The pools of Dee. But looking behind me there, I just was aware that the sun was disappearing. And you can see in the background behind me, snows are coming. So I'm sticking with plan B. Get my stuff packed up, get to the car. That's it, folks. Leave no trace. Just a melted patch of snow and several footprints, but nothing else. Till next time, White Bridge. Ta-ta. Got all my gear here. Got my rubbish stowed in the back. Hey, bang on cue, here comes the snow just as I start walking, so it's behind me and gaining, so I'm gonna crack on. The Land Rover went by again, sorry, pickup, and a single one person on a bike, and I went hello enthusiastically, hi, and that was it. Prick. But I get it, you come up here, you want the place to yourself, but you know, if you do have this in common, you know, just hi, how are you, how was your night, where have you been? I was trying to think if there was anything else to tell you from the kind of where it all began. The lure of it was just to get away from it all, because even to this day, certainly with my phone O2 network, there's no signal. even when you get back to the car park for me, you actually have to get on the road back to Braemar, and the highest point on that road, you'll suddenly start picking up messages and all sorts of media that's been piling up. So it still has that sense of getting away from it. And used to come here for weekends. I'm more doing these micro camps overnighters now. I think time wise and energy, and I suppose you want to carry less gear and all that sort of thing. We used to bring loads of tins and everything, so it was nice to come back here. It's really funny, the whole time I'm walking here I really feel that the snow's just right at the back of me. It's like someone out of a cartoon trying to outrun it. But the settlements I was talking about last night, I'm not sure you'll be able to pick out. There's a little bit of it over there, just ahead of you. There are many bits like that, little circular buildings and all sorts. Would really love to know more about that. Anyway, snow is gaining. Well, that's me back at the car. Clearly got snowed in. Met a couple of fellas who'd just been on a hike. They were pretty chatty, funny lads, so that was cool. So let's get home then. That's been a good one. Right, and even saved myself some carbonosi. These things really are the dog's lipstick. Let's go.